Hey viewers, how's it going? Got another equipment autopsy. This one is a severely beat up PlayStation 3. As you can see, it's gone through the ringer already. Not by me, I picked it up in this state, but what the hell, doesn't matter. So without much else to say, I'll just start taking it apart. This isn't my first PlayStation 3 that I've taken apart, but so I kind of know what I'm expecting. Well, we'll see if there's any surprises in it. There should be a pretty good size cooling fan in this. Some of these screws are actually broken off inside already. I've had to take out some of those I don't know if this will focus on this, some of these god-awful star screws, or whatever you call them, with the little nubs in the middle. I hate those. I don't have any bits for them, so I have to beat the little metal peg out in the middle in hopes of just getting it to turn. I hate them. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh, there's a couple screws there. So the fan should actually be under this panel here, and it's all one piece, so it won't come. Well, you won't see it until I get the circuit board out from the other side. Now, is there anything under these? Nope, there's not. Something doesn't want to give it up here. It really does not want to come out. But I've never had something that I couldn't get apart. Oh wow, this is actually quite a different design. This is not the big fan I was talking about. Alright, so let's have a look at this. This is a completely different design. So that is your, what is that? Is that your, that must be the top mechanism for this. This is the front loading one. So there's where your CD, your disc went. She's pretty beat up. I don't know if I might be able to take this off of here. Let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. So there's your cover. It really got trashed. So there's your little stepper motor that moves it back and forth. You can actually kind of see that here. Can't move it any further than that because it's so damaged, but you get the idea. It's kind of a screw and a direct drive motor right into there. Yeah, not too much else to that, and you can see your little lenses right there. And there's not much else with this, just your cover. Alright, so some of your dust here. Oh wait, these got wires on them? Why would those have... Why would those have wires on them like that? They don't touch anything. That is very weird. I wonder why it's done like that. Yeah, there's nothing there. They just got two wires attached to them. Maybe it'll become obvious at a later time. I don't know. I've never been a console person. I've always, well, okay, I take that back. I did originally have an NES, and I do have one now. It's not the one I actually had when I was a kid. But, yeah, I did have an NES, and after that, I actually went to a computer, or my parents did, and my very first full version computer game was Doom 2. In the box. And I played that for years. I made my own levels, I did everything. And I still have that with the box. It's probably not worth anything in the box these days. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I have no idea. But I don't have any intention of selling it. Not at this point. And yeah, the rest is just history. I stayed with computers. Eventually got my own computer, which... oh god, my first computer. That actually was mine and not my parents'. You know, I'm not entirely sure what it was. I do remember having an NVIDIA TNT2. I do remember buying that. And then I had like a 1.7 gigahertz Pentium 4 or something like that. It was slow compared to today's standards. What is still holding this on here? And yeah, so I did have a TNT2, and then I went up from a TNT2 to a Radeon 9000, and then I did which was okay. Then I did a huge upgrade to a Radeon 98 XT 256, which at the time was the fastest card on the market. You could not get anything faster. And then I just kept going up from there. Went from a 90 XT to a Radeon X 1950 XTX, which is a good step up from there. What else is holding this on here? Is there still a hard drive in here? Oh, there is still a hard drive in here. Question is, can I get it out of there? I doubt it's even in working order. Yeah, there's a little damage on it. It's 250 gigabytes SATA, 700 milliamps, 5400 RPM, 22nd of June 2012. So yeah, it's actually, let's have a little more look at it, see if it actually is damaged. And after the X1950 XTX, I went up to a... I don't think I'm missing anything in between. I went up to the HD 5850, which was another good step up from there. And then went up to the HD 7970, which is equivalent to an R9 290. And that's what I currently have today. And until those darn Bitcoin miners stop jacking up 3D card prices, I will not be changing that. Because I'm not paying no friggin' $900 for a graphics card. Fuck that. Well, this little hard drive, at least the circuit board looks intact. I mean, there is a little bit of a bang on it right there, but it may actually still power up. Although the solder joints from right there and right there are broken, but that's not something that I would not be able to fix. But it's probably not worth it. Maybe I'll do a will it crush video. Will it crush a PS3 hard drive? Actually, yeah. I'll set that aside. I may do that. But yeah, I did upgrade my computer like a few months ago. I had a first generation i5 750, which is a good chip. I mean, it's old now. It's the first generation, but it's a good chip. I had it overclocked to 3.8 on my custom water cooling loop, and it was rock solid. And then I finally went to an i5 8600K, and I've got that overclocked to 4.7. However, I did have it overclocked to 5 gigahertz, and it was stable under stress test. So let's see what else is holding this on here. You know, I don't see. Is there a screw under that? Ah, look at that little bugger. Always a screw hiding somewhere. And it's stripped. But yeah, I've always been a PC gamer. There we go. Consoles just are not my thing. Any real gamer will be on a PC anyway. I don't care what anyone says, consoles will never be as good as a PC setup. Never. You believe what you want, but it's not going to happen. You know what? This is still refusing to come apart. What else is possibly... It wants to. There we go. Oh, it's because there's a power supply connection down here. And there was another screw. So here's your power supply. Well, I might as well go with that next. Open that up. That's probably too big. The specs on this are 100 to 240 volts input, 2.1 to 0.8 amps, 50-60 hertz, DC output 12 volts, 13 amps, and 5.5 volts, 0.9 amps. Ah, that damn screw there's probably holding that together. I have no idea what my next graphics card will be. I'd like to stay with ATI, because I've had extremely little issues with them, and I see this friggin' thing that NVIDIA is doing with their GeForce Experience, where you actually have to sign in to download drivers. I mean, really, what the hell? You should not need to log in or create an account to download friggin' graphics card drivers. That's complete bullshit. I don't want to have any part of that. Whereas ATI or AMD, I guess, you don't need to do anything like that. So I'll probably stick with them. I'll see what the next generation comes out and go from there. And like I say, I'm not getting anything till the inflated graphics card prices come down. It's ridiculous. Now when you just get this apart here, it's being really stubborn in this one corner. I don't know why. There's no screw there. It's clipped. Wow, it's dirty. This console's been well used. So there's your power supply. There's actually not much to it. Ground, AC, DC standby, a couple caps, a couple chokes, fuse, 5 amp fuse, a couple step down transformers. Yeah, there's actually not too much to it, but it's dirty. And it's warped a bit. You can tell there's been strain on it. It should be something like that, but it's just bent like that. Alright. So what is holding the rest of this down? I'd like to take this all out in one piece if I can, but I don't. Oh, I take it back. I see a couple little screws on the base plate here. There's one. It wants to come out this way, but it's also fighting me at this one little spot here. Yeah, that's what I thought. There you go. More clips. So there's not much on the back other than more dust. This will be your heat sink plate for the back. Pretty strong. that came off with less fight than I thought it would. So there's the back of your main PCB. The processor that is there, that's the back. We'll get to the front. It's pretty good shape actually. I don't see any damage, nothing that stands out. I have yet to know why they actually threw this out. Actually, I think if I bend this out of the way, this whole thing will just come right off. Yep, there we go. Wow, look at the dust. Oh my god. Look at the dust on that. Jesus. This has been used a lot. Let me get something to clean those processors off. Okay, so it's a Cell BE Cell Broadband Engine and an RSX. So that that's probably the GPU? Maybe that's the GPU, that's the CPU. Yeah. I'm not sure which one's which, but I think that's the GPU, cuz where's the heat thing? So if that went on like that, yeah, the this one here was on here, and this one was on there. Now that's only one little heat pipe, so that's probably CPU. Because in games are going to make the GPU run a lot harder than the CPU, so that's probably your GPU heatsink there. I'll have a look at the heatsinks in a second here, but I'm pretty sure this one's going to be bigger than this one. Or maybe the whole one piece, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's dirty. Alright, so what do I need to do to get this cover off of here? A couple screws right there. This would be a good little fan to add to my collection. Your shroud. Wow, look at the dirt. Holy shit. This thing's probably overheated. Let me see if I can get rid of that. Okay. So there's your fan. Still turns. So yeah, this heatsink is the big one. So that was probably your GPU there. This little one here is probably your CPU. I mean, it's not completely coated, but with the amount of dust I pulled off it, that big dust bunny was probably was probably moving around. It's probably going right against it when it was running. This thing probably was getting a little bit warm. So I think the only thing left is just to pull the fan off here and look at its specs. And that's it. So, a good bit of news here is the Delta, which is a very high quality fan manufacturer. DC 12 volts, what is that? 1.65 amps. And it's a KSB0812HE, made in China. Delta Electronics Company. So there you go. So that is it for a teardown autopsy of a very used, broken PS3. So, yeah. Hit the like button if you liked it, dislike, subscribe. Thanks for watching, everybody.